So I thought it would be a good idea to just check the piston, the deck height, basically. I'm not trying to find out like rock over and how deep the pistons are in the hole and all that. I'm just trying to. I think we'll just try to find a zero on one, and then we'll basically just check them all to make sure that we're within a couple thou of each other as far as the piston height is concerned, and that way we can just rule out that there's no bent rod, because a bend in a rod would make those guys not stick up as much. Five-ish, I think, at driving, so it wasn't really clogging up the pickup, but that's not good. It's not a good thing. That's not what you want to see when you pull apart your oil pan. Alright, so let's get you in here, because I know you're dying to see. Like, let me see. I know better than you, Mike. I can tell you what all your problems are. Expensive camera, oily hands, no problem, no problem. Alright, so here is the pickup, the window tray. You see I just cut it here, and that doesn't really look to be a problem. Nothing's touching. Should probably turn it over and take a look just to be on the safe side. We'll be on the safe side. What do you say? Well, I'll do that without holding the camera. How's that sound? That sound like a smart idea? But yeah, let me I'll grab a nice fresh white paper towel. I'll move the camera all around so you get nauseous and sick. And here's what's going on with the oil. I mean, it looks fairly good. There's no, I
can't feel any junk in there, and it just kind of looks like assembly lube, honestly. My my friend is a big user of the ARP lube, and when he's doing bolts and stuff, and they helped me out on this and used way too much assembly lube. but yeah, I mean, that's, you guys can see this. It's not like like glitter, right? And then you say, what about these boogers out? That's the flash. That's the flash of the actual. But see how gritty and graphite looking that is? You know, the oil did look, I mean, here it looks fine. It's got like a nice golden color to it. But when I drained the oil, it did look a little more like graphite, I guess is the best way to describe it. Kind of a darker color oil. It wasn't golden like this stuff is obviously golden. It looked a little bit like a mix. I mean, it wasn't this bad where, I mean, you can tell like that's probably the ARP lube done run off the bolts and just settled in for good. Make its permanent home there. But it was dark. Now this is the first time I've ever used the Rotella, so I'm not really sure how that works or how that looks, you know, when you change it. Maybe you guys that use Rotella, I heard it's good stuff. It's supposed to have a bunch of zinc in it, which is, and it's relatively cheap, which is why I figured I'd give it a shot. But oil pressure wasn't a problem here. This is not an oil pressure problem, although my pickup was all boogered up inside there. When I looked inside the pickup, there was just some little boogers, and that's, you guys saw, I flicked it down here. I flicked them boogers right now, and that's just, that is just, see, can I get that? So that was just a paper towel. That's all that is, stuck up in the booger. I used to hear way back in my engine building days, which is many moons ago, I think I read somewhere where it said, like, if you use paper towels, they dissolve and they're not as dangerous as using cloth. Well, I don't know, that didn't look really all that dissolved. But I will say that the oil pressure was still working. So I'm going to set you down and we're going to continue. Pull you off the tripod, show you this. Look at this dog. This dog's crazy about this stick. You see him? See her? Blue, what do you got? What do you got? You got your stick? Is that your stick? You have to stay in the shade. It's hot today, man. I'm taking one for the team today. So here is the deal. Let me grab the ratchet so we can turn the engine over. But here is what I thought might be the culprit, this guy. And see, there's no heat on that rod or in this crankshaft. I mean, it all looks normal. It's all normal stuff. So then we got this guy with a meow. It looks nice and normal. And then this guy, there's nothing going on there, and it feels real good. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pop this cap off of this guy, and take a look at the bearing. So usually if you bend a rod, it hits the counterweights and scrapes across those. What's going on now? Maybe that's what's happening now. Ow! God damn it. So I'll put you back up on the tripod, and you guys are just gonna have to trust me that I'm looking at stuff. Because I'm tired of busting my knuckles. That's no better. What are you touching? Yep, bent rod. Bent rod. Oh my God, it's a bent rod. It's not the one I thought it was either. It is number 8. So I thought it was 7 because that one measured way off. But it's not. But you can see I'll show you. Do you guys want to see? You guys want to see what the problem is? What the problem is? Which really makes me wonder how this thing, because it was there, like when I started this up, there was a rod knock. And it's like, how do you make enough power in a naturally aspirated 5.3 that was in probably a Saab, right, with DOD on demand to bust to bend a rod? I don't know what happens. Uh-oh, my battery's low. So on this side here, you can see this right here, right, like this little shiny spot in the crankshaft. And if you look down there, you see it on the piston. Try to zoom you in a little bit. Yeah. So that is a bent rod, because that's the only way those two guys are allowed to touch. Usually, when it comes to counterweights, whoa, Jesus, whoa! Oh, yeah, usually when it comes to counterweights and pistons, there's no touching allowed. So the only way they can touch is if that rod, whoop. So yeah, I'm gonna pop that guy out. I got some extra Gen 4 rods. I think I'm just gonna slap another one in there. I don't want to mess with the whole engine. Yeah, so we'll pull it out, take a look, see what it looks like. Who knows? But I gotta get a new battery regardless, so we're gonna do that. Maybe homie had it on like a turboed Saab with the displacement on demand rocking. You think they were running the turbo Saab? I tell you, man, these things are just brilliant. Not a problem with these bearings. Doesn't even look like there's any wear on them. Fucking amazing. These engines and their bearings, dude. I tell you what.
Tell you what. Some of the dust and shit off of it. Can you see it? Can you see it? So what I think I'm gonna do is just the easy fix. I think I'm gonna swap the rod on this guy right now and smash it back in. And then I think just to be on the safe side, since this one side measures so far off, I'm gonna swap this rod out as well, because maybe it got tweaked a little bit. I don't know. But the journals look good. The bearings look good. It's just it's not, it didn't touch very hard on this piston, so I can say that the pistons have already been lightened, which is good. I mean, that's high performance stuff. And yeah, so let's get this one back in, and then we'll get the other one back out, if that makes sense.
let's change up your perspective. How's that? Is that better? Put the wide angle lens. Get this very expensive wide angle lens to make the angle wide. My neighbor's got a, you can hear him. Mom. He is a small block Chevy guy. No muffler. Lots of sound. Nice paint. Nice paint. Alright. So, I have these rods, which are, wow, they even have rod bearings in them. Amazing. Amazing. I think I'm just going to reuse the rod bearings. Oh. Where is this? I'm going to have to throw this in a vise. They kind of look like I might have to put them in a vise. Definitely got to put it in a vise. See me? Can you see me now? Do you see me rolling? How hard is it to get these fucking pins out? I bet it's like, I bet it's not fun. I'll bet you one thing, I bet it's not enjoyable. Come on, pins, work with me. Ah, well, that was easier than I anticipated. It shot me in the face. It just shot it right in my face. I don't even know what was going on. Okay, let's get this guy out. Do not shoot it in my face. Crazy easy. That was too easy. Wow, these guys feel like they're almost fucking press fit, huh? Jesus. That is not something I wanted to deal with. Okay, alright. Please be small enough. A little bit smaller. Perfect. Get some tappy taps. Just like that. It was liberated. It was liberated and freed from oppression and suffering. You know, I've built not quite a few, but I've built like 4 or so LS engines, and I never really pay attention to the stock stuff that comes out, 'cause I always buy Wiseco's and Molinars and all that stuff, so I just kind of rip it apart. What it is what it is. Alright, you are not good. We don't like you, but we need, let's see, dots go forward, if I remember right. Yep. And so that dot is going to be going forward that way, and that means our chamfer needs to go this way. What size is chamfered? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell sometimes. Alright, this is the chamfered side, so it needs to go that way. Now, because that will put, are these pointing forward or back? These guys are pointing, where are your dots? I can't see your dots, man. There they are, forward. So that's like That is correct. So these dots point. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. You know, I'm an old man. I don't think all that good no more. We'll work through it. We will work through the details. I got a Hi-Po Chevy. It's got a 3/4 race cam. It's got the camel hump heads. Oh yeah, these guys are easier to get out than they are to get in. Uh-huh. Just go in your home. Just go into your home. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dot that way. Chamfer that way. And pin through the mill. You can tell these are those bitchin' tool steel, super fat. They're actually not at all actually. You don't have to worry about getting those rings seated because once these are in the cylinder is going to hold that pin in regardless. I hope no one actually watches this and like takes advice. Like, yeah, Mike had some good advice right there. Do not do this at home, boys and girls. Do not. Okay, cracked. Chamfer should be on this side. It is, which means that is on that side, and it is. All right, let's reassemble. Oh man, you know what? I do not believe that I have a piston compressor for this guy. Man. I think I have a 3800. How much do you want to bet the 20 thous? There's no dice. There's no dice. Feels like it should work. But it's not going to. I'm just not that kind of a lucky guy. I just am not the kind of guy that has luck. Man, that chamfer on these guys are super hard to see. Alright, let's see. Oh man, my life. Oh man, how lucky was that, dude? I probably just busted all the spark plug rings. I didn't even bother to check they're fucking staggered the way they're supposed to be, and I probably just scratched the fuck out of the crankshaft. But that's life, man. That's some real shit right there. That's some real shit. Keeps it real. Oh. Cap. chamfers. There's supposed to be a torque on this guy. I forget what it is though. Is it 20 foot-pounds? 18 foot-pounds? What do you guys think? What do you think at home? If you're following along at home, you should just shout it out. Shout it out to the TV, to the computer screen. Mike, it's 12 foot-pounds. There's 11. Man, that does not fit for shit. That's because that's a 10, dumbass. Dumas. Here's your 11. Dumas. Really though, what's the torque on this? For reals. For reals though. Since I'm not going to check the bearing clearance whatsoever, we'll just kind of give it a snuggy snug. I'm going to try to turn it over by hand and see how it feels. It feels like it's moving properly, then everybody's happy. Oh yeah, look at that. There's no clicky clicks. Okay, all right. So let's pull the other one out. Whilst we're here, might as well swap this guy out. Felt like more than 12 foot-pounds, guys. I don't know who's torquing these things on. Maybe that's why the rod was bent. Oh, jeez. That one is not obviously bent, but sensuous. And that bearing, man, look at that. It's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous, man. Good enough. Good enough. Should we oil lube our bearings? There we go. A little bit now. There we go. Okay, everybody happy? Everybody's happy, happy, happy. Dot going that way. Chamfer on the outside. Good. Oh yeah, shit, like, gotta. On upside down, it's going to be difficult. It just always is. You do it the right way, it's so much easier. So much. Look at that. That was so much easier. Oh my god. Like OMG. Like OMG. Whoa. Okay. Like OMG. Chamfer out. Okay. Okay, well, the good news is I totally saved the journal from getting scratched by smashing my finger in between the rod and the journal. So, just level of sacrifice, I guess. You know, how much do you want it? Do you really want it?
Boy, that fucking hurt. That goddamn hurts. Holy shit, that hurts. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's the blood. Yeah. Just basically cracked the. Oh, you cut that bitch just clean through. Holy shit. Turn away if you're. That's nice. That's nice. Damn it. I think that good of a cut would bleed a little bit more. But we're gonna have to tend to this, so I'm gonna go inside, get it cleaned up, bandaged up, put some steri strips on there so I don't lose my finger. At least not today. I won't lose my finger today. And I'm back. We did a bang up job on the finger. It's from my army training. I used to be a medic in the army, so fixing boo-boos is something I'm actually pretty decent at. You never need stitches, just enough benzoin tincture and steri strips. You can fix anything. Severed bones. But while my hands are clean, let's take this opportunity to look up rod bearing torques. We'll find out. It says 15 foot-pounds and then 75 degrees. I'm already past 15 foot-pounds right there. I can tell you that for shows. So yeah, let's check it out, see how it feels. Oh yeah. That's a beaut right there. That is a beauty right there. I think we are back. We are back. I'm back. Let's back these off because I know I've already passed 15 foot-pounds, but I wanted to see how it felt turning the crankshaft because if you feel any bindy binds, then you know. Maybe you want to check those clearance, but no bindy binds, we must be good. There's no binding, so the clearance must be perfect. There must be that guy out there that is watching this. It's just losing his mind. Oh my God! What do you mean? You just dipped the rod in some oil. You just dipped the rod bearing in a little bit. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's alright. I don't take myself seriously, so you shouldn't. That's a little bit more. Okay. Good enough. You settle down. Alright, spinny spin again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are ready to party. We are ready to party. Alright, so I think that should wrap up about an episode's worth. So yeah, man. Sad that I had to take the engine out. Happy that after all that work that it actually was something and it wasn't just my imagination. Would have been nice if it wasn't, you know, a bent rod or knocking. I would guess that that's how it was done. That's probably why the engine was pulled. Who knows what happened, but when I fired this up, that was, you know, constant. And you heard it got worse because I made some freeway pulls on it, and that probably didn't help anything. So yeah, I mean, we just there's just some Summit. I think they're either Summit or Jegs, like brand connecting rod
bearings. I've always had good luck with those, specking out exactly where they're supposed to be. When I'm using the Molnar rods and just a regular crankshaft, standard sized rod bearing journal size. So yeah, we'll wrap that up for this episode, and then I think when we come back, then we'll have me putting it all back together. I think I'm just gonna slam it back together the way it was. I don't even know if it's worthy of watching, but I'll probably record it anyway in case everyone else stuff to put up. That way, if you're bored and want to watch something, it'll be something to watch. But anyway, this is Mike from Monkey Fab. Thanks for dropping in, checking out the videos, and excited. We'll get this back together, back in the car, and be on the dyno in no time. So until next time, this is Mike from Monkey Fab signing out.